what's up guys, it is Richard Flame, and I am so excited to do this, review here today, just because in this episode of Black Clover, we had so much new information, new characters and cast. We even get a new opening. Well, the opening, song is still the same, but still the art, the visuals, it looks a lot better and it does fit in with the opening. I don't know, like, it showed a lot more than it did with the last one, because the last one was kind of focusing on the dungeon arc and etc. like that. But I was just surprised, and we got it with just a new cast of characters, and these characters some of them are assholes, and a lot of them you guys will really enjoy, going into more of Black Clover. But I am just very excited that we just got this. Like, I was excited watching this opening. I'm like, oh my god, there's a new opening. I cannot wait for more of the episode and more of this arc to happen, because in this arc, it does get better and better. I feel like it did last longer, so it will go more than the dungeon arc, but with it, it's definitely going to surprise a lot of people. We're on episode 20 here today, guys, and we see, like, the first things, or first bit, that Asta has been, asleep for a week. As you know, like, he was wounded during the dungeon arc, and just kind of getting some rest. We kind of have some Asta x Noelle moments of, I said, telling her that, Noelle's always checking up on Asta and etc. like that. So it's always, like, a little bit-by-bit thing that we're probably going to get through Black Clover, as you know, like, Noelle's, feelings are growing more and more with Asta, being with her. It, like, first started off of, them going to that tiny village. Afterwards that, we see Yami, and I just want to, like, kind of point out with this, kind of watching this episode, I felt like the art was different in this episode here today. Just looking at, like, Yami's character and a whole bunch of, like, the others, it kind of feels like, and this might just be me, I'm probably talking a whole bunch of gibberish here, but they look a lot more better than kind of the previous episodes of Black Clover. I don't know if, like, they updated the art or the characters or how it looks, but, like, with this episode here today, it looked clean. Like, the characters looked a lot better and more visual appealing than the previous episodes of Black Clover. I don't know if that's just me. I don't know if they changed, like, the art direction or whatever going into this episode or in the arc or the future of Black Clover, but it did look a lot different. It kind of just pointed out to me of when Yami came into, the hall of, the Black Bull's base. But, I might search up on that, and I'll probably talk to you guys about that in, next week's review. But it looked a lot different, but I just enjoyed it. I was talking to the others in the Black Bulls that, they're gonna go and meet, the Wizard King. Well, he didn't really say go and meet the Wizard King, but he wants to go to the headquarters of the Magic Knights right here, just to get the report in from the dungeon. Of course, Asta and Noelle were going. Lucky couldn't go because he would cause too much trouble. Knowing him, he always wants to fight people, and yeah, there definitely is strong people there, so it'd be bad for Luck to go. So it was just Asta and Noelle that went. They met up with the Golden Dawn members of, Klaus and Mimosa, and we definitely see Klaus's character become more friendly. As I talked about in my reviews, way back, we called Klaus a douche because, he kind of was a douchebag. But now we kind of like him. Like, I kind of like him as a character now. He's giving Asta a lot more respect right now. He kind of treats him like a friend, and we do see that more of his character in more of this episode. And then the thing that stand out the most, throughout everything like that, and to Asta and, as well, is seeing the Wizard King for the first time of their eyes. We see Klaus and Mimosa and Noelle kneel down because they know him, but and Asta didn't know about him. Like, they don't even know what he looks like and everything, and they finally have their chance to meet the Wizard King. This is their dream right in front of their eyes. This is who they want to become. Afterwards, knowing from the Wizard King, and Klaus said this as well, is that the rumors are true that he's, are really addicted to magic. Like, he wants to find out, like, other magic abilities, and he's going through, his grimoire of, him getting that really powerful magic in the dungeon. The fairy, he wanted to see that, but, I said it wouldn't really work for him only in the dungeon. But we will see more of that in the future, so don't worry. It will come up very soon of, the fairy and, his, big and more powerful magic. But we see through Asta right here that, knowing from the Wizard King, anything he kind of reads, throughout a grimoire, he can read it, but he doesn't really understand the grimoire that Asta has. So it's kind of, a little bit of a funny moment right there, knowing, from comedy from, anime episodes or just anime in general, or even Black Clover, we get some funny moments here and there. And with it, Asta shows him the Demon Dweller sword. He has 2 right now, and Wizard King was surprised by the sword because, like I talked about in last week's episode, that Demon Dweller sword, it takes other magic from people, and then Asta could use that magic against them. And the Wizard King was finding that out when he was holding it. His magic was being sucked into the sword. So it was a little bit interesting, and he kind of looked really scared as well, like really surprised that this is what the sword could do. And knowing from him, he wants to learn about every Magic Knight and their abilities and etc. And he wants to learn a lot more about Asta, because Asta doesn't have any magical abilities whatsoever. He only has these swords, and these swords are definitely a lot more kind of dangerous and special compared to any other Magic Knight. And the Wizard King tells like Asta and the group and etc. that they want to go to like this reward ceremony. It holds for each individual of a Magic Knight to get these rewards, and I'm gonna put up on the screen right here the kind of image of the ranks going to the Wizard King, because I don't want to say them all because I probably will forget each and every one of it, but it's kind of like a ranking system, and this is the ranking system that you get that you could become a Wizard King right here. So kind of the more stars you collect, and the more missions, and the more kind of, I guess, I don't want to say respect is the word, but kind of honor, and you get more noticed, you'll get these rewards. And we see my buddy in here that I really liked, and to be honest, he's the only one I kind of remember in the manga, but I absolutely love his character, is Leo from the Crimson Lions, guys. He is kind of a douchebag in this episode just a little bit, but learning more of his character in the future, you guys will love him, and I love Leo as a character. It's good seeing him in animation, and it's just kind of a cool thing, again, like I said before, reading a manga or a book and then seeing it in animation afterwards, it's just awesome and beautiful, and I love it. So seeing his character again is great. And then we see like the reward ceremony going up. We see each character get their kind of reward and etc. like that, being close to the Wizard King. And we see definitely a lot more cast in this as well, from different Magic Knight groups that we get. We see a little bit of the Magic Knight group that Noelle is actually from. This is from her brothers, and her sister is the Silver Eagles. So we see her brother and sister get a reward for this as well. And some of the new Golden Dawn cast that we will definitely see feature and Black Clover, as we see Yuno's group, which we know like every group in the Black Bull so far. So it's really interesting that we got more of the Golden Dawn members, Yuno's members, learning more about them. But in reality, I guess they're kind of douchebags as well, because after this kind of reward ceremony is all over, they go to the hall, everyone's kind of scared, Klaus has no idea what to do, he knows that these rest of these big people, the ones that got the rewards and etc. like that, are shining down on them. It's like what he said to Yuno and Asta, now he's getting it from these people. So it's kind of like karma right there if you look at it, but he's really scared. Yuno's looking around as well, and Asta's just being himself right here, just being the clumsy guy and kind of cheerful, is eating this food that he hasn't really tried before, so he's all really excited. And this is kind of the part where everyone's an asshole in this group, they're all just calling names back and forth. Asta doesn't really care about it, he's always been called like these words, so he's kind of used to it and etc. like that, so he's not really too worried about it. And we see the big part of this episode, which I feel so bad. Like, you want to feel for Noelle in this episode, because her brothers and her sister are complete assholes. And I mean, his brother, or her brother, sorry, goes up to her and just pours, I think it was like wine or something like that, down her head. And this really triggers Asta. In this series, they just blame Noelle for her mother's death, and that she shouldn't even be, noble and etc. like that. And we see Asta come out and defend Noelle. Noelle's scared of her brothers and sisters. She doesn't know what to do, so she tries to walk away. And Asta, being the guy who he is, and I just love this part of this episode of, no matter like if it's Noelle or a Black Bull member, or even if they're teasing about Asta will step up and show these people off. And they were kind of sick of it as well. One of the Golden Dawn members uses his magic against Asta, and he swings his sword and cuts the magic. And I just love it, because I kind of feel like this is kind of like a bully aspect. This is kind of looking towards it of real life, that no matter if someone's getting bullied right in front of you, you gotta do something and protect them. If it's your friend or just anyone else, you gotta protect them and show these people off. Prove to people that you're strong and that you shouldn't shouldn't do that to others. And we see that Asta did that, to protect Noelle in this episode, and for him, of course, showing that he is going to become the Wizard King. And before I go with this review, I kind of forgot to talk about it, as at the start of this episode, is we're kind of seeing Mimosa get more, attracted to Asta, in the last episode when she was healing him. We kind of start to see a little bit of a relationship form here. And, she was talking about this about Noelle, that no matter if she sleeps, she can't really think about Asta, she's always thinking about Asta. So kind of a little relationship development, or I guess, emotional development going on right there with Mimosa. I don't know if it's like a really big part for me to talk about, but I just feel like I should, just because, it gets more interesting in the future of Black Clover, and I just thought that I should talk about it in the review right here. Thank you guys so much for watching with this episode here today, guys. I just loved it. Like, I was just happy throughout this whole episode, and this new cast of characters and the arc and the villains that we see in the opening. It's going to be really exciting, and it's going to be happening next episode. A week from now, shit is about to go down, and it's going to be crazy, and I'm just beyond excited. And this is what I meant about Black Clover right here, of the dungeon arc saving Black Clover, and they were really, really good episodes. And now going into this arc of Black Clover, it's getting better, 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 and better, and I am just loving it. And I'm just glad that Black Clover is going down this road, because, it's a mixed community right now. People don't really know how they feel about it, or they should keep watching it. And with me, and what I'm saying to you guys is, you're gonna get a treat. You're gonna get a treat. If they do it well like they did in the manga, these episodes are just going to be fantastic. With this episode here today, as I'll finally get, my kind of review, or I guess my numbers, or whatever you want to talk about it, I'm going to give this, guys, an 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. The new opening stood out. The episode stood out for me a lot. I was smiling all the way through. Definitely a recommendation that you guys should go watch it. And I just cannot wait for more Black Clover. I just want next Tuesday to be here already, and just keep watching it. I'm glad that it's at the pace that I enjoy watching it. Hopefully you guys are as well. But much love. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And we'll see you guys next week for another Black Clover review. Much love, and have a wonderful day.